All right, I'm getting ready to head to the gym, but I was going to show you, for many of you that don't know, I have 3 pets. One, a betta fish that's on its verge of death because nobody feeds it. It's pretty sad. I won't even show you a picture of it. Chloe, come here. You pick her up. A shorkie. Oh, she's needs a bath. Don't get too close. She stinks. She's kind of a loving dog. We love her. She's like 10 years old, but she's a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. I don't know what happened there, but her back legs, like, she's got a waddle. She slips, falls. She's losing her eyesight. Her nose is too small for her body, so she snores and got kicked out of her bedroom a long time ago. She has to sleep in somewhere else because she snores too much. And then, let me introduce you to my 3rd pet. His name's Scoby. I don't know if you can see it. It's real gross. It's that floaty thing on the top of there. But this, so I brew my own kombucha. And for those of you who don't know what that is, just Google it. But basically it's fermented tea using this. So a SCOBY is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. Sounds appetizing, doesn't it? It is, though. It is. So this is a continuous brew is what it's called. But I'm not a pro. Right here, I'm going to say right now, I'm not a pro. I still am trying to figure this out. But this is my 3rd batch. And what do I call it? I boiled some water, did my tea. You can do like elderberry or whatever. Usually it's made with black tea. But I'm trying to think of the other one. I'll look it up. I'll find it. But elderberry, some of those. And then you bring a bunch of water to room temperature, or boil it, put the tea bags in, let it come to room temperature. So usually I'll do it at night and let it sit overnight and keep the lid on it so none of that water evaporates and goes away. But then once my little batch is done, I have these fun little bottles I got on Amazon. And so this is my last batch, and it's all colorful because I flavored it with some ginger and lemon and some raspberries. But I usually drink, I used to do shots of apple cider with some water before I went to bed, and it helps, I have a super sensitive stomach. So it really helped with digestive issues. But then I started drinking these kombuchas, and I find them at the grocery store. And GT is probably my favorite brand, their trilogy flavor. But when you start buying them, a couple of times or a couple every week, they're expensive. They're how much are they, Anthony? $3?
Yeah.
Something like that. $3.29, something. I don't know, they might even more. But yeah, so I decided to do my Elisha thing and say, I can make that. And I'm going to make that. So I'm going to have Anthony help me. But I always clean my hands. I'm going to smell later today here. But I clean my hand, I've already washed them. And then I always use vinegar, distilled vinegar. Clean them really good. And I'm going to make him pour this tea in for me. But I'll show you this. Here's my other pet. I just created it from a small, well, here's the original. This one, yum, was made, you can see the bottom of it. That one was made from a small kombucha bottle. Then I put it into a mason jar, and then it grew. And then I put it into this big bottle, and then it grew into this. And it's the weirdest texture. It's you would think, I don't know how to describe it. It's not squishy. But sometimes these can just keep growing and growing, and then you make a SCOBY hotel so that you can, but it's kind of like Amish friendship bread, I guess. They grow, you can cut them, you can share them, somebody else can start brewing. That's kind of how the world goes around in the SCOBY land. So, will you pour that in there for me? It's awfully fancy. Just gonna put this. Ooh. Just pour it straight in there. Oh, in the glass. Daddy's making a mess. He spilled it all over my counter.
That's
Will you pour that? Oh, will you pour that sugar? And then SCOBYs, since it's bacteria and yeast, it thrives in warm areas and loves. Can we get a spoon? No. Try to think. No. You want to use all stainless steel things. Usually I try and do this in the pan before I pour in. I don't think that's going to be long enough, but
I got it, bud.
your hands aren't clean. Let me try. I'm very particular because obviously if it's sitting in a warm area and it's bacteria and yeast growing, yeah, we're going to keep it clean. Fresh hands, vinegar, everything's... So we spilled it all over the counter. It's dripping all over my feet. Okay, that's great. Anyway. It's going to be like, I'm not helping you anymore. I'm going to put this. Oh, you got a towel? It's all over the floor. Let's see if I can turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Yep. Anyway, here. So that little SCOBY, it's going to sink for me, but then it will end up floating back to the top, and it just keeps growing every time. So, hit me up if you have questions. I will try and answer them. I'm not a pro. Like, I met a lady in, when I was in Washington, or in Vancouver, and she lives in the Carolinas, so she's like, she was explaining, you know, how it kind of like goes like this. So her friend lives in South Carolina, North Carolina, she lives in South Carolina, or vice versa, one or the other. But, like it kind of does this dip, so they're like 2 hours apart from each other, but live in 2 different states. And anyway, long story short, she owns a farm and calls it, oh crap, it's like something crazy farms. Super cute. Like they bought this piece of land. It has, she's got chickens and, like fruit growing everywhere, wild fruit, blueberries. She has a mule, and his name is Verge. I can't remember. But I'm like, you need to put a hat on him. He's pretty cute. So she's talking about doing bees. She's got all these crazy things that she's doing, and it sounds fun. Kind of like you can go away and you can stay in this bed and breakfast, and she's going to have classes that they'll teach. And one of the classes that they're teaching is about kombucha. And so I'm really excited to get together with her and learn more, because she's going to teach how you can, or the lady she's having come in will teach how to sweeten your kombucha with honey instead of using sugar, and do some other ways. And then also I'd get a professional opinion, because right now I'm just doing my own research. So, but yeah, it's just all about finding those one little healthy habits at a time and finding what you like and works for you. So, hope you enjoyed. La, la.